Welcome back to my IGTV channel. My name's Alexa, and this is the place to get daily tips, tricks, and hacks to help you get healthy, live happy, and find more joy. Today's tip is actually a recipe, and in fact, it's one of my favorite go-to recipes that I prep nearly every single weekend. It's so easy and versatile that you're going to want to do this too. So I thought I'd show you really quick how I do this. If you've been following me, then you know I have a love for sweet potatoes. Now there are a lot of different varieties of sweet potatoes. In fact, there are even white sweet potatoes, which I do make occasionally. I make something called ranch fries with white sweet potatoes. So good, and the recipe is coming next week to the blog. So you're gonna want to stay tuned for that. But I do use different varieties of sweet potatoes because I think it's important to mix that up. But generally, sweet potato, yam, whatever you wanna get, all you need to do is take your sweet potato, you peel it, I just use a regular potato peeler, and a little tip that I have is that I always peel it into a bowl so that I can just throw away all of my peelings at the end of the day. Like I said, I do this on the weekends. I just like to meal prep things that I'm gonna have for lunch, whether it's roasting some vegetables, making different types of sweet potatoes. So another one that I really like is spiralized sweet potatoes. I just prep it all at once, so I usually just have a bowl out that I can catch all of the vegetable parts that I'm not gonna use. And you just peel the potato to get the skins off. I mean, technically you can eat the skins. I just prefer not to. Okay, so once you have your potato peeled, all you're gonna do is cut off the ends that you didn't peel. And then you're gonna slice your sweet potato into thin. Obviously a sharp knife because sweet potatoes are hard to cut. But basically just little strips of sweet potato is all you're gonna do. And I like to cut them the long way because I like to make them with avocado on them. So just cut them like this. But if you wanted to do more of like tiny little bread buns or whatever, if you have a little hamburger you wanna put on, obviously you can do it this way too. But you can slice them the other way. It's totally up to you. But I like to do mine fairly thin, not paper thin, all without cutting yourself. So there's about the thickness that I prefer. Now, sweet potato toast, technically you can take this and just drop it down in your toaster. You might have to do it a couple times and it will turn into cooked sweet potato toast. I haven't found that it's worked super well for me, and I just like the flavor of roasted sweet potatoes. So in order to save time and messing around with my toaster, I just cut a whole bunch of sweet potatoes into these thin slices and lay them on a cookie sheet. Let's see if I can do this quickly for you. So you're just gonna cut all of your sweet potatoes, lay them on a cookie sheet, and then I just brush them with olive oil on both sides. So you wouldn't have to use a brush. I mean, you can use your fingers. Like, I'm not opposed to that. So that's all you do, brush it both sides. I sprinkle it with salt and some pepper just to give it a little flavor. And then my little secret to any time I make sweet potatoes is sprinkling with a little bit of cinnamon just on top. And then you just put them in the oven at 375 for about 20 minutes. You're gonna wanna watch it about 15 minutes depending on the thickness. So it can go anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes, again, depending on how thick you want it. So you just put them in the oven at 375, and then when they're done, they look a lot like this. Now they're gonna stick to the pan a little bit, but that's okay. So I just put these in a tray or in a glass dish and store them in the refrigerator, but it looks like this. Now to reheat them, you can just warm them up in like a cast iron skillet, just like lay them flat in there really quick, or eat them cold. My kids like them cold. And then just really quick before I go, one little thing that I like to do with sweet potatoes is make avocado toast. Now my avocado isn't perfect, and you guys know how hard it is to come across the perfect avocado. Takes a little bit of work, so I just do that. I mean, it looks pretty perfect, but it's a little bit hard yet. So just slice your avocado however you like it. This one's kind of hard, so we're just gonna show you really quickly that this is a pretty basic breakfast for me when I go to often. So I just lay it out on my sweet potato. And then one of my favorite things to add is the everything but the bagel sesame seasoning blend from Trader Joe's. Just sprinkle that on the top. And there you have it, a perfect sweet potato avocado toast. That's all it takes. You can do as many as you need to get yourself through the week. And like I said, there's lots of other things you can do with this. It's a great recipe to have on hand and to just batch cook on the weekends. Put a hamburger in between and you have little buns. Anyways, that's my tip. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, I'm back here every single weekday, so stay tuned for more good videos coming your way. In the meantime, don't forget to leave comments below, share this with your friends, and let me know if you have any questions, because I'm thinking about starting a Q&A Friday. So let me know if you have any questions. In the meantime, I'll be back here tomorrow.